Hello, welcome to Grease Boy Garage. We have here a 1983 Pontiac Firebird, and we're changing the strut and we're changing the rotor. I already did the other side, so now we're doing this side, but you guys get to watch it. Always remember, when you're working on your car, make sure you put as much strain on your back and your knees. It's very important. Alright, remove the old spacer because the left side went to the road when the other wheel fell off while I was driving. So we're just gonna throw that away. And here's your rotor, caliper, and your brake pads right here. So you're gonna want to remove the center cap right here with the flathead and a rubber mallet. And then once we get inside, I'll show you everything. All right, grab your flathead and your hammer, and you're gonna want to go right to the edge. I'll show you. Right in there, and you're just gonna hammer it at the top right here. I will show you right here. Alright, after beating it about 322 times, finally you'll get it undone, and you can just pry it right off and just work it around. There's gonna be all that old grease, just why it's stuck up in there. Alright, here you go. Next up is you gotta take your caliper off. Back here are two bolts, one right here and one down here. You can grab yourself a 9mm of these. I had to go to the auto parts store and buy a single one because most kits do not come with a 9. So undo those two bolts. Alright, here's the two bolts. Look like this. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hammer this side and down here with a rubber mallet, because it's going to be a little sticky. It's okay, don't worry. You can be a little aggressive with it. You're also going to want to get a bungee cord with hooks, and I would hook this up right here. Also, there's a lock pin right here. Oh. It appears someone has done some sort of job here. There's a zip tie holding my brake line up. That's okay, that's a factory thing from GM. But normally, there's a little clip that holds your brake line up. So we're gonna pretend like we didn't see that. All right, on your brake caliper, you have these. Do not lose these. There's one on the top and one at the bottom. Once you remove your factory zip tie, you're gonna wanna now hook it onto this hole right here and just have it hang. As long as the brake line isn't hanging on its own, like this, you'll be good, don't worry. All right, there is now a pin that you need to bend back. This one is bent up. Get yourself some needle pliers. These will really help you during the job. And you're just gonna wanna bend that back. Just don't be like me and have to do it multiple times. Try to do it in one try. I'll put you down for a second. All right, after you bent up your pin so much that I may not be able to use it again, you want to now get this bolt off, which will be, I believe, a 1 1/8. Maybe one size that. All right, get you a 1 1/16. It should pretty much come right off. It shouldn't be too tight, typically when you do it. Should just come off right there. Alright. There's gonna be a little shield plate right here. You're now able to pull the whole rotor out. So I'm gonna prop you and you can see. Alright. Now you should be able to just pull right out. Watch out for the shield plate. It may come out. Don't worry if it does. Make sure you grab it it's going to be in the center. Also, your outer bearing too. So it'll probably just be stuck right onto it. It's not a big deal. Make sure you check your bearing. Make sure it looks good. Make sure it still spins pretty good. Mine is still good. And you're gonna want to turn the rotor around because there's another bearing that you need. There's also a piece that holds that bearing in. So here's the old one. Here's the other one, and then there's just like O-ring around it. And you're gonna want to hammer that out. So what I did for the other side is put it into the edge, and all right. You're gonna want to stick a flathead in between. Do not put it in between the bearing, but just on the outside of the bearing. And right there is where that one metal O-ring is holding it. You're just gonna want to hammer it off. It should have came off. There it goes. All right. All right. Oh, both came off, so that's good. So here's your inner bearing. Now remember how they came out. So there's markings on it right here. You can see them. That's gonna be showing. That'll show like this. It'll be in just like that, and those pieces will be like that. Don't worry about it moving around. When you put it back together, it's natural. It's gonna do that. That's how it comes out. And here is that O-ring. It's a little crowded, but that's okay. All right, here's your dust pad, and here is your spindle. Right here, that's part of it. This is it right here. Here's your strut. So I'll be doing the strut as well. All right, once you remove the cover for the spindle with an 11mm, there's these two bolts, and they're gonna be super tight. Now you also have these back here, so you need to hold these while you're undoing this. Also, make sure that your spring is, safe. We don't want that coming down on us, because that won't be fun. That's okay, because you guys are watching. All right, after putting your hood holder on, under here, you take this cap off, if it'll come off. Oh, all right, so what you want to do is you want to bend it up like I did. And, oh, never mind, here's the factory hole from the GM. I'm gonna take a flathead and just poke it through. Just pop it up. And there it is, right there. All right, we have a 10 right here and a 7/8. You're gonna put your 7/8 and hold it while you undo the top bolt. All right, after stripping your bolt, and take about 30 hours to do it, this is how you know you have a bad one. See how it's not coming up? That's supposed to come up. Yeah. No, do not forget to take this off. You need this. This is for your brake line. This is what holds it. Remember I had that factory zip tie? That's what's here. Alright, here's a KYB strut. It comes with hardware. Do not throw the hardware away. You definitely need this, because it won't fit on here. I've already tried with the old hardware when I did the other side. It didn't work. So I'll show you putting it in here. So this, which holds your brake line, goes, what side? Yeah, right? Yeah, actually, yeah. Okay, so it's not actually threaded. So what you want to do is you want to take your impact, you want to just thread it yourself. And make sure you're going the right way. And you just want to all right, take the cap that was on the old one and put it on top, undo the packaging, let it go up. You're gonna stick it through here, and then put your 2 bolts in. It's gonna be a little tricky because you have to even everything out, and you're also fighting the pressure of this coming down, but once you get in there, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it not being fully through, because once you start tightening it up, it'll shove its way through. All right, make sure you torque it down to about 1,000 pounds. It should look like this. Make sure when you're doing that, it's even. You're doing it evenly. You don't want no unevenness, because unevenness, I don't know. I don't want to find out. Don't worry about that. That's normal. Yeah. All right, now you can put your dust shield on, and the next thing will be also putting this on. So we'll do this first. Pretty much eliminating all the old hardware. So all you do is you just hold that down. You just hold that down while you're tightening this. That's all. It's the same concept as before, just different stuff. Yeah, that works. New rotor. What you want to do is you want to take a gallon of brake cleaner and clean all of this random gunk off. And that works. All right, so go on ahead and wipe off the old gunk. Just take a look at everything, make sure everything looks good. Make sure there's no debris on it, because that'll save you from having to go back in there and fixing it all. And what you're going to want to do is you want to get some grease, and you want to just gunk it all up. Don't be afraid. So what you want to do is just right in there, get it all up in there, nice and greased up. Work it through in the bearings, on the outside, everywhere. Take that little extra goop and just put it on there. You want everything to be nice and greased up. Yeah. All right. Now drop this in, and then take your and the residue on your pants, because it's very normal. Just bring it around both sides, you know. Put you in. You're going to take your mallet, and you're going to hammer it in. Make sure it's very even when you put it in. All right, go on ahead and throw your rotor in. Take your outer bearing and put it in. Gunk it all up with grease. Then take this and put this on. It's lined up with this little rivet. Just throw it in there. Put some grease around it. And then you're going to want to take this bolt, clean it up, make sure there's nothing on it once again. And just hand tighten it. All right, go on ahead and put your rotor back on. Take your outer bearing and put it in. Take your cover and put it in as well. Align it properly. Take this bolt, take this nut, sorry, hand tighten it. Then make sure you line it with the hole so that the pin can go through, and then bend the pin back into place. Your final thing is to grab your cap. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take it and cup it in there. Get you a nice gulp of that. Look it a little bit around. Make sure it's all up in there. And then you're going to take a flathead and a hammer, and take the flathead and put it here, hammer it in, put it here, hammer it in, just work it around. Make sure it's all even. All right, take a rag and just clean up your area. You're going to want to go through this with some brake cleaner once again. Just make sure you don't have any dust, no particles, nothing. Just clean this up the best you can. There you go. Hold on. All right, finally just put on the caliper back on. Make sure your brake pads are nice, even, perfect. It'll probably take you about 32 hours, since, you know, they like to fight with you. Once you get it on, it's nice, it's perfect. Tighten it back up, make sure it's evenly tightened. I'm gonna add another factory zip tie on here for now, until I get one from the yard, an actual clip to hold it in. But this is how you change your strut and your rotor. I'm gonna go to the yard now. I'm gonna find this clip. I need some lug nuts, and I need a That's also a, that's normal. That's an option. It's so that the air comes in and keeps the engine cool. Yeah, everything of that sort. Don't forget to put your cap on. Not sure, remind me, but we'll figure it out.